an ancient book filled with bizarre symbols. For 600 years, humans and AI have tried to crack it, but absolutely nobody can read it. Our world is full of epic, unsolved mysteries. Forget aliens, magic, or simple hoaxes. To find the truth, we have to dig much deeper. Welcome to our Mystery Tracker Checklist, 15 strange riddles waiting to be solved. Let's begin with the bizarre Antikythera Mechanism, a computer from the ancient world. To understand why this machine shocked the world, we first have to understand how it disappeared. Its greatest secret remained underwater for almost 2,000 years. In 1901, sponge divers exploring an ancient Roman shipwreck recovered what looked like nothing more than a corroded lump of bronze. Nobody realized they had just found one of history's greatest discoveries. Hidden inside were dozens of precision-cut bronze gears, capable of tracking the movements of celestial bodies with astonishing accuracy. Let's plot this on a timeline from 100 BC to 1400 AD. Suddenly, the medieval clock appears. How do these two machines compare? Even historians are completely blown away. In ancient Greece, master craftsmen created wonders. They hand-carved tiny gears with perfect precision. This was the world's first analog computer. From ancient gears to modern spheres, time evolved into pure navigation, guiding us to the digital age. Yet it all returns to the source, where the future meets our past. At least we know what the Antikythera was built to do. But our next mystery is even stranger, a book filled with writing that nobody is able to read. And that's where our investigation continues. The manuscript unfolds, revealing a complex cipher. Inside, pages are filled with impossible, surreal botanicals. Astrological diagrams point to unknown. Why can't we read it? Words repeat across pages. Magnifying glasses highlight recurring patterns. Is it a real language? Imagine spending months writing every page by hand. Whoever created this book wanted it preserved, but whether it hides a secret code or a hoax remains unknown. Every theory explains part, but none explains everything. Science tested the book. Carbon dating proved the manuscript was created in the early 15th century. Modern computers analyzed its writing. And our next mystery may be even older. Our next mystery has stood in the open for more than massive stones weighing up to 25 tons. Moved without cranes or modern machines, the mystery of Stonehenge begins next. Our next mystery has stood in the open for more than massive stones weighing up to 25 tons. Moved without cranes or modern machines, the mystery of Stonehenge begins next. Builders first raised wooden posts, later replacing them with massive stones. Imagine moving a single stone. Hundreds of people had to work together. This took entire lifetimes. They built monuments they would never see completed. Most historians agree Stonehenge served several purposes, including ceremonies, burials, and observations. But exactly why it was built remains an unanswered question. Building Stonehenge was an engineering mystery. But our next riddle is only visible from the sky. Giant drawings that no one could see the complete picture. And who were they meant for? Imagine spending years creating enormous drawings, stretching hundreds of meters across a desert, yet from the ground, you couldn't even see the complete picture. So who were these giant artworks really made for? Our story begins in Peru, across the arid Nazca Desert. Between 500 BC and 500 AD, people scraped away dark stones, creating massive, enduring geoglyphs. The investigation reveals vast desert geoglyphs. Giant figures of animals appear. Scientists use drones and satellites to measure. Stakes show evidence of ancient surveying. Ancient surveying is confirmed.
To create these massive monuments, workers stretched long ropes. The lines slowly extended across the landscape. Weeks rapidly passed as the drawing grew larger. From the ground,
today, most archaeologists reject the famous alien theory. The strongest evidence suggests the Nazca lines were connect ceremonies, sacred pathways, and prayers for water in one of the driest places on Earth. But every single person on board had vanished without a trace. What happened aboard the Mary Celeste?
Imagine finding a ship floating perfectly fine in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Its cargo was untouched, but every single person had disappeared, and no one has ever proven why.
In 1872, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York to Italy with Captain Briggs and his family. Soon, they would vanish forever. Boarding the vessel, they found it completely empty. The captain's cabin was purely orderly. Food and personal belongings were left behind. Below deck, the industrial alcohol was secure. No bodies were found, but the lifeboat was. Inside his cabin, Captain Briggs studied the charts. The crew rushed to secure the vessel. As Briggs glanced nervously at the cargo hold, they boarded the lifeboat, disappearing into the fog.
Theories spanned from sea monsters to mutiny, but evidence ruled most of them out. Small alcohol explosion below decks, the captain orders a temporary evacuation. A false emergency is the most likely verdict. Moving on with our mystery tracker. Behold, the famous Baghdad Battery! Was it really used to generate electricity in the ancient world? Discovered near Baghdad in the 1930s, the artifact contained a clay jar, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod, an unusual combination to produce a small electrical current. Pour in some basic vinegar, and the voltmeter needle rises! Sparks fly between copper and iron, iron, acid, and electricity. But what was its actual purpose?
Imagine building a device. Future civilizations would argue about it for centuries. Was it a scientific invention? Or simply an ordinary container we're overthinking today?
Some researchers believe it powered electroplating. Others argue it was simply a storage container with no electrical purpose at all. After nearly 2,000 years, no explanation fully fits the evidence.
We return to the mystery tracker. Who was the mysterious youth, Kaspar Hauser? In 1828, a teenage boy appeared. He claimed he had spent his entire life locked alone inside a tiny, dark room. If he was telling the truth, someone had erased his entire childhood.
The boy could barely speak, barely walk, and knew almost nothing about the outside world. The only clue was a letter claiming he should become a cavalryman. No one could identify who had written it. As Kaspar learned to communicate, his unbelievable story spread across Europe. Some believed he was telling the truth. Others thought he had invented the entire story.
Imagine seeing sunlight, trees, animals, and hundreds of people for the very first time. Whether true or not, Kaspar's story tired generation. Then the mystery became even darker. 5 years after his arrival, Kaspar died from a mysterious stab wound. To this day, historians still debate whether he was a hidden royal heir, an elaborate fraud, or after their father died, the young princes were placed inside the tower while preparations were supposedly made for the eldest to become king. No official record ever explained where they went. Suspicion immediately fell on Richard III. After the princes disappeared, he became King of England. Historians have never found conclusive evidence linking him to their deaths. Imagine being next in line for England's throne, yet never leaving this room.
Will we ever go outside?
Very soon, brother. History forgot whatever happened inside. Bones believed to belong to 2 children were discovered centuries later beneath the tower. But without modern DNA testing, no one can say for certain whether they were the missing princes.
Most people think Easter Island's moai are just giant stone heads. But buried beneath the ground are an even bigger question. How did an isolated island move hundreds of statues weighing dozens of tons?
Between the 13th and 16th centuries, the people of Rapa Nui carved nearly 900 moai from volcanic stone. Many were taller than a 2-story house. Some statues were never even finished. For centuries, nobody understood how the moai were transported. Modern experiments suggest the statues may have been rocked side to side with ropes, almost as if they were walking. Imagine spending months moving a single stone giant without wheels, cranes, or metal tools. For the people of Rapa Nui, each statue represented the spirit of an ancestor. Archaeologists now understand much more about who built the moai and why. But the precise techniques used to move every massive statue across the island are still debated. Our next mystery belongs to the most famous queen in history. Historians know how Cleopatra died, but after more than it was buried. If her tomb still exists, could it contain one of our... Her story ended in Alexandria, where her grand palace sank beneath the waves, a lost tomb hidden in the sand. In 31 BC, at the Battle of Actium, Roman ships hove fleet. Believing Cleopatra dead, Antony fell on his sword, leaving the queen alone as her empire crumbled into ruins.
The search shifts west to Taposiris Magna. But is she really here? Every discovery leads closer, yet the tomb remains elusive.
Imagine witnessing the burial of the most famous queen in history, then watching the location disappear. The tomb may still be perfectly sealed somewhere below.
Despite decades of excavations, Cleopatra's final resting place remains one of archaeology's greatest unsolved mysteries. The evidence points to several locations, but
Our others claim they're one of history's greatest archaeological hoaxes. Were the crystal skulls carved someone much more modern?
For decades, these crystal skulls were believed to be sacred relics from ancient civilizations. But modern science uncovered evidence that comes treasures or one of its greatest hoax.
Stories claimed the skulls belonged to the Maya or Aztecs and possessed mysterious powers. The legend spread around the world, attracting collectors, museums, and treasure. The evidence, however, told a very different story. Detailed microscopic analysis revealed tool marks that could only have been produced using modern equipment, developed centuries after the Maya civilization disappeared.
Imagine discovering that an artifact you've admired may have been carved only a century ago. The mystery isn't just who made the skulls, but why so many people believed they were ancient. Today, most historians agree the famous crystal skulls were likely carved in 19th century Europe. But the identity of the original creator remains a mystery. Ancient writers described a paradise built in the middle of the desert. Did the Hanging Gardens really exist? Or were they the greatest architecture ever recorded? Ancient writers described one of the greatest wonders ever built, a mountain covered with forests in the middle of the desert. But after centuries of searching, nobody has found it. Were the Hanging Gardens real?
According to later accounts, King Nebuchadnezzar II built the gardens his queen of the Green Mountains she missed from her homeland. It's one of history's most romantic stories, but there's one major problem.
Legend says that towering terraces were built here, where workers operated massive water machines. A lush, blooming paradise beneath the drifting sands.
Despite thousands of surviving Babylonian inscriptions, none clearly mention the Hanging Gardens. Nearly everything we know comes from Greek writers, centuries later.
Weighing the evidence, the classic accounts don't match the records. Both Babylon and Nineveh have strong cases, but the trail goes cold. The verdict? The location remains a mystery. Next, we unearth the chilling grid of the Roanoke colony, where an entire settlement vanished, leaving only a cryptic word. 115 Englers arrived, hoping to build a new life in America. 3 years later, every single one of them had vanished without a trace. Governor John White left the colony to gather supplies. Because of war, he couldn't return for 3 years. When he finally arrived, even the houses had been dismantled. Imagine realizing rescue wasn't coming. You have one chance to save your family. Do you stay and starve, or leave everything behind and trust strangers? That single decision may explain one of history's oldest disappearances. Many historians believe the colonists simply relocated and were eventually absorbed into friendly indigenous communities. Others think disease, famine, or conflict may have slowly erased the settlement. Most historians now believe the settlers survived by joining nearby indigenous communities. But without definitive archaeological proof, the fate of the lost colony remains one of America's greatest historical mysteries.
Kings and conquerors for one object. Nobody can say where it truly is. Did the Ark disappear forever, or has it been hiding in plain sight?
It was said to contain the original 10 Commandments, capable of bringing victory in battle, and powerful enough that no one could touch it. Then, one day, it simply vanished.
According to the Hebrew Bible, the Ark was built to hold the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, and became Israel's most sacred object. Only specially chosen
priests secretly carry the Ark. Enemy armies approach outside, deep in hidden underground passages. Massive stone doors seal behind them.
When Babylon destroyed Jerusalem, the Ark was never listed among the captured treasures. Historians still don't know whether it was hidden, removed, or destroyed before the city fell.
The search spans the entire globe, from ancient Jerusalem to Ethiopia. Some claim it's kept in this very church. Archaeologists still dig for clues, but the ultimate prize remains lost. We have finally tracked down the Ark, but one final mystery still remains. Get ready to solve the greatest riddle in history.
We've explored 14 of history's greatest riddles, but none has inspired more investigations, more suspects, or more theories than the man who terrified Victoria.
During the autumn of 1888, 5 women were murdered in Whitechapel.
Imagine living in a city where every dark alley might hide an invisible killer. Entire neighborhoods lived in fear while the police searched for someone they couldn't identify. Over the years, investigators have proposed more than 100 suspects, from doctors and butchers to famous artists and even members of the royal family.
The murders happened before fingerprints, DNA testing, or modern forensic science. Many records were incomplete, evidence disappeared, never truly finished. Which mystery should we solve next?
We've explored 15 of history's greatest riddles. Some are closer to being solved than ever before, while others may remain unanswered forever.
History isn't just a collection of answers,
It's a collection of questions waiting for someone to ask them. Because every mystery we solve uncovers another one, and somewhere